Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell. Today we're going to go ahead and summarize the first two parts of Gone with the Wind, chapters 1 all the way to chapter 16. Let us get to start. I'm doing it this way so I can finish this in 4 videos because the book is surprisingly too long. Let's start off with chapter 1. Chapter 1 starts off with this girl named Scarlet. Scarlet herself is one of those very girly girls, but she is one of the most girly of the girls and one of the most flirty of the girls, shall I say. She went ahead and pretty much flirted with every boy at whatever party there is, whether it's a barbecue, it's a ball, etc, etc, etc. Something else I should probably mention is that this will be relevant in the story later. Scarlet, we find out, is one of those girls who are from the rich part of the South, mainly because she's white. Her dad owns the plantation, which is called Tara. And nothing else happens really much until we start having some drama. We find out that she really likes this boy named Ashley, who himself is going to be engaged towards his cousin. But she is told about it, but she doesn't exactly think about it. She's probably not even listening when she was told about it. So when she saw that, she just thinks, Ashley, 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 while she goes ahead and flirts with other boys. Whereas the other boys are all like, wow, such a woman, such femininity. She hates war. How very feminine of her. We love her so much because of that. That kind of stuff. She goes ahead and flirts with them, yes, but she goes ahead and gives her own true love all the way to Ashley. Or at least she attempts to. Then there's this BBQ that's going on. And what happens next is interesting. Whereas our own Scarlet went ahead and decided that life was worth really much living the entirety about. She got ahead and decided that, hey, maybe this is one of those times where I should go ahead and do everything in my power to do pretty much engage and entrance every boy in the party. So what happens in the end? Well, she was able to go ahead and entrance every boy in the party, except one, her beloved Ashley. There are obvious reasons for this happening. First of all, Ashley has never really just loved her. He kind of cared for her, yes, but he's never actually went ahead and split out loved her. So what we do next is that when Scarlet goes off and tries to propose to him herself, like marry me and stuff, and confesses her love towards him, he's all like, but I love someone else. I'm going to marry Melanie. And she's all like, Melanie? The woman? That crazy woman? That is not even fit for you? The crazy woman that has no life, no instill at all? The one who can't talk except for yes and no? And of course she went ahead and insults Ashley a lot. And when he goes ahead and tries to defend Melanie, all she does is just, you guessed it, slap him. This has ended up becoming a pretty big regret for her, and she went ahead and just walked away. And then she realized that there was this mean old gentleman named, Brett here. Rhett, like Butler. His name's Butler here. And he's all like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have heard all that, but I heard it anyway. It was very interesting. It was very good. And I'll be on my way. And I'll tell everyone all this gossip. Except he didn't say the last part. Scarlet imagined that last part about him telling all the gossip. She decided to run away. Then realized that running away would just give them ammunition to go ahead and fight her and pity her. So she decided that she needed to charm someone. She went back to a boy who was not exactly handsome, but not exactly not ugly, but not handsome either. He was just stupid in the mind, and he was all like, why can't I love like everyone else? And well, his name is Charles, and his name Charles is all like, yeah, I'm gonna be like this. Can I marry you? He's like, yeah, sure. That's my dad or something like that. And then off they go to marriage. Charles is all like, war, war, war. I love war, war, South forever. So they go off, they marry, and they get Scarlet pregnant. A week after, like a few weeks after their marriage, Charles is off for war and he's like, I'll be back soon, wife. See ya. He's like, see ya. A few weeks later, the message of Charles going ahead and being killed of measles, well, that reached Scarlet. And Scarlet didn't really care about him being dead. She just hated the fact that she's a woman now, like a widow now. And then she's pregnant. And then she has his kid. And she's all like, I hate this kid. I don't love this kid at all. And then she tries to go ahead and forget about him. But then she cannot forget about him. Every morning she wakes up, she hears the crying of a baby. And she's all like, why, there's a baby in the house. Oh, wait, it's my baby. Why do I have a baby? Oh, right, Charles. She hates this because now all she can do is just stay cooped up in the house, do nothing at all, and just stay there. Oh yeah, sure, she can remarry, but not until she's like super old and super wrinkly and only to rich people. This is terrible for her, and she hates this. She has a very upbeat lifestyle. She loves partying and everything, but she really, really hates being cooped up into this boring widow's mother life, especially becoming a mom as well too. She now has to look after a kid, and she doesn't exactly have a source of income. She wasn't required, and she has never studied to have a source of income. Like, what kind of woman did during the Civil War, especially the South? The South had those cultural values within them. And as long as you married well and stuff, well, you were accepted into society no matter what. So now that all this war is happening, we go ahead and have to talk about what's happening in between. They go ahead and start talking to each other. They start going ahead. People start talking with each other, and they start doing all these scandalous behaviors and stuff. And then we finally get Butler come back. Butler Rhett coming back. And Ashley himself is still at the war. He himself went ahead and sent messages back to his beloved Melanie, and Melanie all just reads them out loud towards them. So there are sections that she does not read, which is what Scarlet really, really wants to read. So she goes ahead and reads those parts that she never read out loud, and it just reveals the wacky ideas that Ashley has, such as, remember that guy named Butler Rhett who said that the South would lose the war because we don't have anything militaristic compared to the North, and that we all had was cotton and arrogance, whereas the North had pretty much everything else, and everyone needs to win the war. Well, unfortunately, he is right. We are fighting their new rifles, modern day rifles with Revolutionary era grade guns. Muskets, will you? Muskets are so old fashioned now. And who do you think will win? The new stuff or the old stuff? Obviously, it's the new stuff. The new kid in town will always win, they say. And unfortunately, he is right. But I still keep fighting on. Because unfortunately, what arrogance that he calls us, that he says, well, that to us is the courage that we need to keep fighting. And then she stops reading because she says, boring, boring, boring. Where is all the lovey, staffy stuff? What kind of attention span do these people have? At least they have better attention spans than people do nowadays. Later on, we keep going through the story, and we have Brett and Red coming back. Ashley got captured. Like, there's this scandalous thing that this doctor, his name is Dr. Mead. Dr. Mead decides to go ahead and propose something towards all the people to go ahead and raise some money for the hospital. They said he makes a scandalous decision to go ahead and say, hey, let's go ahead and donate some money to the hospital and like get some women to go ahead and dance with us as long as we pay a certain amount. And all the men are agreed, and some of the women actually are agreed towards this too. Unfortunately, Scarlet being a widow is not allowed to dance, but Dr. Mead himself went ahead and offered $150 all in gold. So, as to the shock of everyone else, Scarlet agrees to this because she hates the boring lifestyle that she has to live. She hates the widow style that she has to live. She doesn't even want any of this. She regrets all the hateful things she's done, so she wants some sort of excitement in her life, and she tries to dance. And then, this ruins her reputation furthermore. Dr. Mead himself went ahead and told everyone to go ahead and give their donations to the church, and Scarlet gave them her wedding ring, the one that she despised the most. Melanie, her friend, thinking that this is just a sign of courage, also throws in her wedding ring inside too, which later doesn't exactly sit well with either of them. And then the next day, everyone's talking about Scarlet's conduct, like very, very scandalous conduct. Also, everyone was blaming Dr. Mead for it, they eventually forgive him when he returns their money back or the jewelries back. So Scarlet is once again part of the people who go ahead and have a bounty on their head and who do not do anything worthwhile. They're all scandalous people, they say. Well, unfortunately for Scarlet, that is true. Oh, and the Gettysburg War is happening now. It's been a few years since the war started, and then the Gettysburg Address happens. Everyone's starting to get tensed up and everything. President Lincoln is at Gettysburg, and he's giving the Gettysburg speech 7 years ago. Ashley has been captured by the enemy. Wrong color. Ashley has been captured by the enemy, and they said he could have survived if he just went ahead and betrayed the Confederacy. But then Brett said that he won't do that. He's too much of a gentleman. So yeah, and his wife is unfortunately pregnant with his kid, so he will probably never see the kid. And that's about it. That's it. That's chapters 1 to 16 of Gone with the Wind. I'll see you guys soon in chapters 17 to 32 or so on. And until then, Shihana, peace. Bye bye.